Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. In a recent live stream, we had a discussion about an article that just came out about Harry's involvement with the NYPD and their investigation of the, in quotation marks, near catastrophic car chase. We went through the article, and then I had a couple of discussion questions for everyone that was in the chat. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and I would love to hear your answers too, so feel free to drop those in the comments. Without further ado, here's the clip. It's titled, Suspicious Prince Harry Accuses NYPD of Cover-Up in Unseen Emails Demanding Arrests, and it was literally released like 2 hours ago. Prince Harry pressured New York cops to speed up their investigation and make arrests after their high-speed chase with photographers through the streets of Manhattan. Harry claimed there was a cover-up, letters, and emails obtained by DailyMail.com. The Duke feels intentionally misled and is suspicious of a cover-up. The article continues, and basically what it says is that there were 2 letters that were written that contradict each other. The letters were written by NYPD. The first was dated September 18, 2023, where the content of the letter says that the behavior in question was reckless, but they didn't have enough to make an arrest. And in a statement, the NYPD said there were numerous photographers that made their transport very challenging. And it goes on to clarify the Duke and Duchess arrived at their destination and there were no reported collisions, summonses, which I don't know what that is, injuries or arrests in any regard. And then the next letter was written on December 6th. And the subject line, look at that, the subject line says, as discussed, meaning there is some secret conversation, allegedly and in my opinion, that was written before, and this letter, this email that's being written by the chief is written based on what was discussed. And the letter was the same as the first, except there is now sufficient evidence to arrest 2 individuals for reckless endangerment. And the suspicious thing on top of all that about this is that the second letter appeared to provide a sense of vindication, and it came at a crucial time. December 6th was the second day of a 3-day hearing at the High Court in London, where he was trying to compel the British government to give him full royal security protection while on visits. And then Harry was also quoted as saying during the proceedings that I can't put my wife in danger like that, and given my experiences in life, I'm reluctant to unnecessarily put myself in harm's way too. So before I continue, I have a couple more snippets of the article. I want to get caught up on the chat. Not quite real. Harry just cannot read the room. Shandy says he's desperate for IP status to avoid arrest everywhere. So I'm not exactly sure what IP status involves, like what exactly they get, but I mean, he has a goal, like for sure. Not quite royal agrees. Ivy says, hi, everybody. Greetings from Germany. Yay, caught the live. Yay, I'm so glad you're here, Ivy. Hi, Julie. Sandy says, Harry is now 40 years old, grown man. Any trouble he brings onto himself is his own responsibility, in my opinion. He needs to stop expecting other people to pay his way. Absolutely. So, allegedly, and in my opinion, what I see happening here is that the very first letter that the NYPD wrote says they don't have any evidence to arrest people. Reckless behavior did occur, but they don't have arrests for anybody. Then some sort of phone call happened or a discussion happened, and a second email was written that said, the subject line was as discussed, and now it says we have sufficient evidence to arrest 2 people, and that letter came out during these proceedings. So totally suspicious. Okay, so, and then in the final ruling of February this year, Sir Peter Lane, the presiding judge, said that Harry's lawyer produced a copy of the letter that was dated December 6th. So notice he didn't provide the September letter, provided the December 6th letter. And the judge said that he considered the letter as part of an important point about the potential danger posed to Harry and his family, but ultimately The judge rejected Harry's demands and ruled the British government did not have to give him the same level of security he enjoyed when he was royal. And finally, and this was really suspicious to me too, that the Duke also contacted Governor Gavin Newsom's office to assist in finding the right point of contact in the Manhattan DA's office or higher up for further discussions. If there is anything that you would like me to formally pass to the Duke, please let me know and I would be happy to do so. I'm not sure who allegedly said that, right? Like there's these quotation marks, but we don't know who said that. Oh, wait, the Duke had, let's see, let me go back to this one. Oh, that says it's Hart. So Torchstone, I think, is the security company. So I guess the security company is the one that said this. If there's anything that you would like me to formally pass to the Duke, please let me know and I would be happy to do so. In the end, the NYPD decided it only wanted to handle the issue through lawyers. Okay, based on this, we will refer all case updates or lack thereof only through counsel. Please let us know if they have any further travel to NYC. We will continue to provide coverage reflective of the October visit. I know, Sandy. I know. Boo-hoo. Poor Prince. Alice says he has police protection when in the UK if he provides 28 days notice. The thing he says that he gets no protection is just stupid. Raven says always looking for some subject to take to court. Yeah, always. Sandy says any arrest will just be a misdemeanor because nobody was hurt and no police officers were called. Alice says, I think IPP status means that any country he may visit, then protection is provided by, by that country's police. So it's a diplomatic protection thing, I think. Momster, what a load of, you know what? His wife called, said paparazzi. Okay, and actually, I have a couple of questions for you about this. So I wanted to kind of have a quick discussion because to me, this is like red flag territory. This whole article is red flag territory. So, but I want to ask you, do you think that Harry's behavior was self-serving and manipulative? Like, getting Governor, like what does Newsom have anything to do? So California's governor is Governor Newsom. New York is like 3,000 miles away. So why would Harry contact Newsom? And we know that some weird things have happened with Newsom. When Archwell had an issue with like taxes or whatever, Newsom came out and defended them. Like he was having a press conference about something else and then defended them. So it's, to me, it's shady, completely shady, allegedly. Stacy says all a setup. Markle couldn't contain her smug grin in that car. And where is the cab driver who said nothing happened? Yeah, the cab driver said nothing happened. Hi, Rena. Julie agrees. Hi, Doris. I'm glad you're here. We're just talking about an article that came out about 2-3 hours ago that is about the, in quotation marks, the near high-speed car chase or whatever it was called. Yeah, so Sandy says yes. Sandra says yes. Self-serving and manipulative. Yeah, it's like, you know, the evidence first said we have no evidence to, you know, arrest anybody. And then during the day of the trial or his other proceedings, the chief says we have enough evidence to arrest someone now. It's manipulative. And then there's the subject line of the email is as discussed. So there were secret conversations that were had before the chief wrote that email. Just suspicious. Okay. And I'm wondering to you, what is it like? Are there anything that's specific that you can point out that sounds weird to you? Oh, Sandy, that is actually one of my questions. It was my last question that I was going to ask you is, do you think, like, what part of this is Meghan involved with? And I think he learned from her as well. He's trying to manipulate the situation. And I think Meghan, this has Meghan's, what is it? Fingerprints all over it, allegedly, and in my opinion. Exactly, Stacey. When is his behavior not self-serving and manipulative? Yep. Alice says, I think so, but it's also incredibly, yes, elitist and highlights his lack of experience in sorting out his own life. Yes. Doris also agrees. Yeah. Okay, next question. And to me, I feel Harry is taking advantage of his position. It's almost like he's threatening, right, for that information in the letter to be changed. And actually, there was a part of this article that said that Harry was asking that if no arrests were made on December 6th, for there to be a letter explaining why no arrests were made. Oh my goodness. Alice says, I think it's weird that Harry is going around his counsel. Why doesn't he trust his lawyers to push his case forward? Yeah. Yeah, Meghan is the same way, right? Like, they don't trust the people that are supposed to be on their side. They think that they can do better than everybody else. And the thing is, between Harry and Meghan, like, Meghan has lived in the real world, right? Like, I feel she has more in touch with reality, whereas Harry has been sheltered his whole life. Like, he doesn't, I think, what was it? He doesn't even know how to manage a bank account, right? Like, I think that was in Spare. It's so strange. And then the next question is, do you think Meghan is involved? And if you do, how? By the way, can you all hear the gardener? Let me know if you can, and I'll close my windows. Doris says, of course he is. Hasn't he always? Yep. Yep. Of course he is taking advantage. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder what Meghan, like, I think Meghan really plays up the security angle, and it's partly to manipulate Harry, because I think fear is a great manipulator. That's one of the ways I think she controls Harry. And I think for her, I don't think she's actually concerned about her security. She just likes the prestige of it. I think she just likes to have, what book was I reading it in? I don't remember if it was Bauer's book or Spare, I don't know, but like, she would land in a private area of Heathrow, and then she would go through her own like private customs or something like that. I don't remember, guys, sorry. Tracy says, Nutmeg seems to encourage his behavior. It takes the heat off her a little. They just do some really strange things. Absolutely. Sandy says, Harry thinks that whatever he wants should happen because he is a prince. Yes, exactly. Dora says, yes, she has done a good job on him. Yep. Alice says, I wonder if it's less taking advantage and just expecting things to be easy because things were always sorted out for him in the palace. Yeah, I think so too. That's a good point, Alice. Rena says she just wants to look important. I think so too. Sandra says Meghan is the instigator behind everything. Yeah, I think so too. I agree with all of you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'd love to hear from all of you. So if you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, please drop that in the comments. If this video was interesting to you, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye.